May 1st, Park Board meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. We'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Markford?
Here.
Ms. Brannon? Here. Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Here.
Mrs. Dixon?
Here.
Mrs. Rivera? Here. Mr. Eldridge is not here. Mrs. Austin is not here. Mrs. Ray? Here. Mr. Wiseman?
Here.
And I'm here.
All right. First on the agenda, we have a presentation from the Cedar Lake Lions Club.
I couldn't deliver a baby that year.
That's great timing, Guy.
Good job, guy. I want to thank you for the park board for restoring the Lions Den, we called it, years ago before the Lions Den got built in Lowell. We're very happy to...
Oh, the guy.
Well, it's the
He's
truth.
laughing. He's laughing, I'm not
Oh,
laughing.
well, we brought him. Hi, I'm Guy Carlson, I'm the president, because nobody else wanted to be. And we realized that the picnic shelter that the Lions Club built 30 years ago or better, right, Jay?
Yep.
You had built-in skylights. The cedar shake shingles were deteriorated to the point where you could see the sun through them. And we're glad to be able to help a little bit with the restoration, and we see it's done, and it really, really looks nice. So thank you to the park board for your assistance in making that happen, and we're going to help out a little bit. Lion Jay's got the check for $2,500 to present.
I think we're going to come down and take a picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a little plaque for the corner of one of the beams out there. We'll let you guys stick it on there. It comes with the screws, but it says another Cedar Lake Lions project.
Perfect. No, thank you. That was a really good partner project, and we're glad to have that pavilion.
It fits in nice. It looks great.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
I think anybody that goes to a restaurant can look across and understand it's a nice piece.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, we'll come down and take a quick picture.
You got one?
Not the camera, go directly, you get it.
Okay, good.
Do I go?
I'm not good at moving that thing.
I definitely gotta get out of the way though, that's for sure, right?
You send him to the park.
Sure that wire is.
He's gonna.
I didn't feel it.
Jackson.
I may have to clean myself up before.
Yeah. I can direct him, but I can't. There you go. And every guy, close together like you like.
Little ones in front. Short ones in front. That wouldn't be me.
Check, Jay?
Yeah, hold
Hold it out like we do your
Hold
fish.
everything,
Yeah,
hold
really
everything
big.
down.
How you doing?
Hey, where are you? You're not, come on.
Come on, Minnie. Yeah, thank
Okay, I took a whole bunch. I'm sending it to you now.
Wait, one more? Okay.
Do you
Oh,
want to
did?
get in
Okay,
there?
don't worry about it.
Jack, do you want to
She
get
got
in
it.
there?
Oh, no, I'm not.
You're not a Lions Club?
I'm a auxiliary.
Okay.
I get volunteer whether I want to or not.
That's good.
Okay, you're right.
How are you?
We got it.
Nice to meet you again.
Glad we could help.
You'll be
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
Got it.
Yeah, just put up on one of the doors.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You got the check?
Oh, I take it down.
Yep.
Sharon, she's gonna deposit it. Thanks again, everybody. That was a great example of what we can do together.
That stuff does not come off.
I know it.
Hi, Ben. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Good seeing all of you.
Have a good dinner.
Don't run the bases like I used to.
Do you hunt like you used to?
I do.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Thank you.
All right, thank you again to the Cedar Lake Lions Club.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Number 1, we have minutes, the April meeting minutes. Number 2, claims, Parks and Rec General Fund, $11,299.44. Park Impact Fee Fund, $0. Parks and Rec Non-Reverting Fund, $2,448.29. Clubhouse Non-Reverting Fund, $2,600. Total expenditures of $16,347.73. Donations, there's a lot, so bear with me. Strack and Van Til donated 2 Easter baskets. Cedar Lake Farmers Market donated 1 Easter basket. LM Premier Dance donated 1 Easter basket. Diane Justice of the Cedar Lake Chamber of Commerce donated 3 Easter baskets. Aaron Shirkey State Farm donated 1 Easter basket. Family Express Corporate donated 9 dozen cookies for the Easter egg hunt. Bob Carnahan donated $50 to the Easter egg hunt. Cedar Lake Farmers Market donated $250 for movies in the park. Cheryl Parker donated 3 dozen plastic eggs for next year's Easter egg hunt. Mary Joan Dixon donated $931 for the memorial bench at Meyer Manor Park. So thank you to all the donations that came in over the past month for different events. Thank you, Mary Joan. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Okay, so any discussion by the board on the consent agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion? Motion by Ms. Brannon,
I second.
second by Mr. Marquardt. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Marquardt?
Yes.
Ms. Brannon? Yes. Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Item number 1 under old business was the park maintenance shop. This item was deferred from, was that March, the March meeting? I'm not sure if we have any new, information to discuss on this.
Not at this time.
Okay, but more discussions will be had in the near future on moving this project forward. So if there's not any other new items to discuss by the board, I guess I would ask for a motion to defer.
Should we maybe defer an extra month, you think?
Yeah, hopefully we can have some more discussions within the next month before next meeting.
July.
June?
June.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to defer till June.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Marquardt, second by Mr. Justice. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Marquardt?
Yes.
Ms. Brannon? Yes. Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Item number 2 under old business relates to the amendment of ordinance 1506, the crew on-call schedule. This was deferred from the March meeting, or we're...
There was action.
Okay, we're amending that action.
I just put it on here again to make sure that there was nothing else that you wanted in that amendment, as we were looking at the ordinance. But you did make, action to, create on-call for 1 on-call crew worker in, the months of March through November, because the salary ordinance, was currently wrote as just on-call 2 crew members during the snow plowing month, which were November to March 15th. And we identified the needs to do so, and we were kind of pausing on that for other action items to probably come onto it, and we thought it's probably best just to make sure that we're still good with the decision, and we'll move it forward to the town council for their next meeting on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else
We'll
to
need to have action
add.
if it was already voted
Okay.
upon
So-
unanimously in the March meeting.
Okay, so now we'll just make sure it gets to the town council agenda. Okay, any discussion by the board on this item? Otherwise, we'll just remove it from the agenda going forward. Okay. All right, we just have one item under new business. It's the gazebo on town grounds. And I'll try and give an explanation, and then Mindy can fill in any holes that there might be, but, basically, one of the gazebo was destroyed from storms last year. We got insurance funds. I think the funds didn't cover all of, the repair costs. Last year, the Parks Board did, kind of volunteer to help with the costs, and we thought that there would be sufficient funds from insurance coverage, but there was not. So basically, we're looking at covering an outstanding bill for services performed in the amount of $3,000. And then, based on discussions with the park superintendent and public works director, we're estimating a cost to complete the gazebo and to finish the old site, and that budget is not to exceed $7,000 is what we're being told. And I think that covers finishing the old gazebo, doing maintenance to the old site, and possible electric if we have to hire outside to an electric contractor. Am I missing anything there, or anything you want to expand on?
At this time, that was what we came here to talk about, just being able to get some direction to finish paying that invoice out of park funds. I would suggest that coming out of your capital outlays, the $3,000. The scope of the project may be changing because I had, I think we have some further information coming from, Mary Jo on this. So maybe before we go to vote, we could actually have a little bit more discussion.
Yeah.
I would encourage that.
Absolutely.
Because that may change some dollar amounts or opportunities for you guys after you, get the chance to, hear what Mary Jo
Okay.
is proposing, so.
I brought pictures.
Okay. Pictures are good.
Pictures are good. So this gazebo we have currently is smaller
Mhm.
than what the other one was. So to request, benches inside like the last one was, the last one had rails. Oh, I guess I should stand here. The last one had rails and had benches. I don't know if any of you guys remember
Mhm.
that. So I had just left, the site, and it's a little smaller. So what, I'd like to propose, Cedar Lake Summerfest has always been a partner of the Park Department of the town with things. And I'd like to bring it to the Summerfest committee to see if we can pay for the rails. The rails will have to have 2 openings, because it's so small that if you had a wedding, you know what I'm saying, one rail, it'd be like, the bride and groom would be like this.
Mhm.
So it'd be 2 openings, and then just 3 benches in the back, because if you line it all up with benches, then there's no room in there. And then the other thing would be the rails, that shows white, but we were looking at it, black might look sharp, but that could be up to the park director. I mean, I'm just, you know what I mean, we're
Yeah.
just coming up with some ideas. And then leaving it open 2 spots, because like I said, you wouldn't be able to enjoy the bride and groom, because it's a smaller opening. So if, we could inherit the expenses of the rails and the benches, I don't have a price here yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, anything we would do, we would approve through Mindy,
Mhm.
so that she would be aware of what we're doing. And the electric, just so you know, it is stubbed out to that spot, it's
Mhm.
just, it'll have to be, I didn't know if you knew that, so it's
Yeah.
stubbed out. So, we talked about a 4-plug outlet and then some lighting.
Yeah.
And then we might even discuss about the lighting, because we might want something a little, but we gotta watch for vandals, unfortunately, I hate to say that, but
Yeah.
it's the truth. So, if you would be willing to approve whatever you gotta approve and just let us work together, that would be awesome, because I think we can move forward on this pretty quick. We are gonna leave, the other thing too, because it's so small, like where the sidewalk goes up, we'd wanna seed more, because for them to sit, you can't put, like we were talking about putting more than 3-4 foot out of plantings like the other one was, they wouldn't be able to seed from that. So there'll be a little more grass, and then the flowers would go around the back. And the other thing we're proposing, but we're not paying for it just yet, I gotta ask for it, is to put some, those I always mispronounce it.
Arborvitae.
Arborvitae.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because even though the yacht club, their pier stuff will be gone, it's still gonna be, so it might be nice to
Mhm.
have a future thought of that.
Okay.
So that's something else I'll put on my list to see what I can
Add
do.
something quickly, or Mary Jo. I think the yacht club is going to plan on putting like ivy or something on
Oh.
on the wall.
Well, then we'll work with them.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk to them.
But the new tenants have to get the permit first to go in before they're all lined up there.
Right. Okay, well, I can't wear all the hats at once, too.
I know.
Mhm.
Okay, so I mean, you could do like a do not exceed or something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and then we'll work with her and get that cost
Okay.
down, okay?
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I think that we'll just discuss the do not exceed, and then whatever recoveries come
Do
from.
you have any
some of the-
questions? Like, I know I talked fast.
Yeah, no, so basically, right now, we just have the shell, the gazebo, and then it's just gonna have railings and a
Well,
couple.
it's got the,
yeah,
it's got the gazebo, and then it's
Yeah.
got the
The cement pad,
groundwork,
yeah.
and then, yeah.
Mhm. Yep, yeah, I see.
It's very nice. It's
Yeah,
very
no,
well
it
built.
is.
It's really a nice asset to that corner.
There are photos of the gazebo
Yeah.
in your iPad to see where we're at.
And it does match the Lions Den
Right,
rehab
yeah.
too, so, yeah.
So I mean, I'm not promoting black, I'm not an architect,
Mhm.
you know, I'm not an interior
Yeah.
decorator. But because of that black, you know, that base coming up,
Mhm.
maybe that would complement it, but then again, for weddings, so you wanna keep it light. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would love a black metal rail there.
I think it would look kind of,
Mhm.
it would be decent.
I think it look nice
It'd be
and match the,
distinguished.
yeah.
Okay. All right, do you have any questions or anything?
So just so we're clear, so Summerfest would look to,
Rails and benches.
rails and benches?
Yes.
Got it, okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Mary Jo.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, any discussion or questions from the board on this item? So basically, we'd be looking to still, kind of approve a do not exceed budget amount to finish the cost. So this is separate from, so there's two items. It's to pay the outstanding invoice of $3,000.
Yes.
That's for work completed. And then also approve a do not exceed budget amount, knowing that there could be some recovery or some, lessening of the cost from Summerfest.
How would we even have an idea of the
Well,
not exceed amount?
The initial do not exceed amount would have been $7,000, and that's without knowing what
Okay.
Summerfest would be able to provide. I don't wanna reduce that too much, just because we don't know what those costs are gonna be and what Summerfest will be able to inherit as cost, but,
Were the railings and benches part of that $7,000 figure, or is that outside?
oh, that's outside of the,
Yeah.
No,
So
no,
this-
no.
they were.
Okay,
Yeah,
no, they are,
the
yeah.
original rebuild, that was not included in the rebuild of it. We had a certain amount of insurance money to work with, the
Okay.
town did, and so what we see here is what we could get with the insurance money.
Mhm.
But because of, some factors of a little bit more concrete that was needed, to relocate, we ended up having, an outstanding part of an invoice of $3,000. So at this point, the town council had asked you to consider paying that invoice, for your consideration of paying that invoice to Bright Star in the amount of $3,000 from, capital outlays would probably be the best, appropriation from our budget. And then we just need to figure out the rest of what we had hopes and dreams for on it, and it sounds like Mary Jo's working with Summerfest as well to help bring the hopes and dreams in that project to completion. So the $7,000 was earmarked for electrics, the sides, the railings, the benches, and to do any of the cleanup work over at the old site that is still in the construction area space. Which the idea for that was just to connect the sidewalks for interconnectivity and do a little bit of landscaping over there and place a bench.
And that's all part of the 7,000?
Mhm.
All part of the $7,000.
And the 7,000 would likely be reduced based on what Summerfest is able to provide, yeah.
We can look at that. I'm not good.
Okay, so any other discussion on that item? Okay, so then the motion I would be requesting is to, pay the $3,000 outstanding balance and then allow for a budget not to exceed $7,000 to complete, the remaining project. You don't have to repeat all that, so if you just want to motion that
I
in.
will make a motion for those amounts.
Okay, motion by Mr. Markwart,
I'll second that.
second by Ms. Brannon. Roll call, please.
Mr. Markort?
Yes.
Ms. Brandon? Yes. Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Okay, so that was, all we had under new business. Superintendent's report.
Spring is here. Woo, just opens up like that and we just get into crazy mode around here in Parks and Rec. The phones start ringing and the grass starts growing and projects start moving out into the parks and, it's a great time of year. And we were pretty much prepared for it, so, Really what I want to touch on here in my superintendent report is the community garden. This has become my baby as superintendent. And, I've been working with the volunteers. We have great volunteers. I've already, went and secured some plants for the garden. The, garden box should be being built next week. We're hoping for a May 15th plant date deadline. It's been really fun to get a group of people who have interest in these kind of things, excited and wrapped around a project of this nature. And so selfishly, I'm kind of rolling with it. So it's exciting. Right now, we're tending to those plants until the box is built. So
When is the box gonna be built?
that's the next week
Oh, okay,
project.
cool.
Yeah. So we're currently working on the expansion of the sidewalk over there, and we're under construction. Other than that, as far as my superintendent report, we're so glad to see that our master plan made it downstate before its deadline, which that was April 15th. And I just want to note that we should hopefully be seeing something coming up on our agenda in June to approve this. So fingers crossed that, we're a victim of how many get set downstate for approval. Once that's ready to go, we have a finalized master plan to approve in our meetings. So all the hard work is done. So that feels great. That's what I have on the superintendent report for now.
Okay, and then, so the sidewalk project, that's, almost, or what's the status of the?
Sidewalk project is, we're just having to do half of a sidewalk still with pavers and the entire other side. But we're trenched, we have the rock base down, all supplies are on site. We've just, kind of been pivoting other projects as the grass grows quickly at this time of year, so we come back to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions for Mindy?
Have you put out ads for a new employee?
Oh my goodness, we have an advertised position with several applicants coming through. It's probably the most amount of applicants that we've seen, and that job was just posted. So, yeah, we'll be working on that replacement position for our full-time crew worker.
Great. All right, rec coordinator report.
Thank you. So we successfully renegotiated the contract for our Stay Fit and Active, so starting in June, that's going to be just a 4-week class now, to where they can sign up once a month, starting at the beginning of the month, to make it easier on everyone, because we did the 6-week, but we knocked down to 4 to make it easier for everyone. The senior gathering on April 7th, we had 36 seniors. That's one of the most that I've had since I've been here, so that was awesome. Lakeside Artist Guild was fantastic. They gave us a little preview of what they'll be doing for their summer series this year, so that was really cool. Summerfest will be coming on May 5th, and right now we have 37 seniors that have signed up for that. The bingo, the standalone bingo, that was this Monday. It was a hit. We had 24 people. So the next one's going to be Monday, May 19th. So pretty pumped about that. And obviously spring soccer, we're going into our 3rd week of the season. So far, great turnout. I mean, it's been great. Pictures of this Saturday, so obviously it's going to be a good time here in Town Hall. Easter, wow, that was probably the nicest day we've had, and then it's been super cold every Saturday since. We had over 600 people. That was awesome.
It was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great time. Thank you to all the sponsors who donated. That was fabulous. Wow, I cannot explain to you how cool that was. The art and kids. So we had the kids and we had the adult art classes that kicked off. So we got one more on May 14th, and we're going to take a little break during the summer because he said it dies down, and we're going to try to start back up with him in September. Movies in the park, thank you to everyone who's donated so far. So we have picked our movies and we picked our dates, so it's right there for you guys. Those were the 3 Runaways, and wasn't even close. So we're really excited to bring that to the community. Obviously, we had Earth Day. One update I will want to do is the rainbow, the color search. We actually now are up to 20. It's full. It's full. We're actually talking about opening it up for a couple more. So
Our STEM class.
Yeah,
Okay.
The STEM class, yeah. So that is really awesome. We do have a blood drive coming up May 14th. If you see it on your agenda, you will see the Sea Lake Farmers Market. We have dates that she put in there for us. So that's really cool that she was able to do that. So those are dates that we're going to do some programming during the Sea Lake Farmers Market. And then, last thing I wanted to touch on was the Aiden Discovery. So we've not done the onboarding yet. The lady got fell ill, and she was hospitalized. So she has finally reached back out, so next Thursday I will be onboarding with her.
Okay.
And then if you look also at the bottom, there is our newsletter for May, for the program that we have going on. And that is it.
Can we thank Sharon for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sharon,
Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah,
you've
thank
been
you.
phenomenal in,
I
helping
totally
us
agree.
create that little monthly newsletter and getting it out there.
Yep.
I see the program numbers going up just because of that opportunity, and I thank you for taking the initiative. on
Yep,
that.
totally agree.
Yeah.
Hmm?
You're pretty great. Thank you.
Amen to that.
And so for the senior exercise class, we have 12 enrolled. Is that higher than what we would normally
Yeah.
have now that we're
Yeah.
offering that?
Yep,
No cost?
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yep, and it seems like we're getting seniors that wanna come now to it as well. So
Mhm.
like, and since it's free, like, we're letting them come in midway through, because
Mhm.
the church was okay with that, and our numbers are going up. Like,
Okay.
I would not be shocked in June if we're over 12.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to hear.
Yes.
Okay, anything of note from the foreman report?
Yeah, a couple of things. Actually, we've been giving all the spotlight to this Lions Den and the gazebo being built, but Hanover Park Shelter also received an update. So we had encumbered funds to replace the roof on that. That happened this spring. We power washed and stained the structure and resecured the concrete footings around it. So it got a nice little facelift as well over there. So I feel good about our shelters and spaces that are updated as we await the arrival of our 2 new ones coming into the park system. So, that was one thing from the maintenance crew that they had done. They had also attended the IPRA Maintenance Expo, so we had 2 of our full-time staff attend that. They came back with a pretty large want list of things that they had saw in the exhibition hall. But, I love the opportunity to inspire and, think outside the box, and that's why we attend these type of trainings. And we're still, your whole crew at this time, Parks team is 100% background checked and CPR certified. So that's, every person in your Parks team is current on all of that now.
So, the maintenance crew actually, did the repairs on the roof?
The roof was contracted out,
Oh, okay.
and the power washing, staining, and the footings were replaced by our team. And they also did a lot of dirt work over at Hanover. There were some low spots from parking before we got that guardrail up, and they went in and filled in with dirt and seed. So we've done a lot of dirt work this year in a lot of park spaces, hoping that this weather will help encourage us to grow some barren spots. So.
All right. Town council, other than what you already shared.
I got more.
Okay, good.
There's more. Rich Teal and I will be meeting with the park board. We're local government affairs to discuss the budget for 2026. We're looking for goals and things like that for 2026 so your budget aligns. We also, if you don't know, SB 1 was passed, so our budgets are gonna be cut.
Mhm.
So we're gonna have to, really look at these budgets and be realistic of what's
Yeah.
gonna be cut. I did ask, Jen for the figure, and they're working on it. It's ugly. It's just ugly. So I
Really?
just wanna be honest with you.
Yeah,
So we'll be working on that. And then, I wanted to let you know, I did receive 1,000 eggs that I would be happy to donate for next year that you can fill or whatever. The American Legion thought that I was having an egg hunt. I was having an egg hunt, so I'll be happy to share those.
okay.
And then I was gonna ask, I noticed on the rec thing about the Fall Fest, could you tell us about that? I mean, is that okay, or?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I missed that one, sorry. So the Fall Fest, so it's gonna be on Saturday, September 13th. We're looking between 5 to 10 p.m. and it's gonna be 21 and over. In the next couple of weeks here, we're gonna have a little subcommittee programming and events meeting to iron out some details of it.
So we have a date earmarked.
So I think that'll be separate from the Easter egg, or not, sorry.
I got the eggs!
No, that'll be separate from the trunk or treat,
Oh.
which will be I think the goal for trunk or treat is to expand that into more of more activities than just the trunk or
Yeah.
treat. Make that more a community, family-oriented event, but then also have the opportunity to do a fall, Pints in the Park, Fall Festival, type event. But more to come, more details to come on that, yep. Okay, Park Foundation.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fine.
I have a question before I start. On the, September 13th, what do you ever have for 13 to 21-year-olds? What do you ever have for 13 to 21-year-olds?
So we have the teen advisory meetings so we actually have another one coming up on Tuesday, May 20th. So we are gathering information from them to see what they want to do. So they gave us ideas last meeting, that was our first meeting, our introduction meeting. So now the next meeting, we want to really hone in on like what they want to do, because they just gave us a bunch of ideas, right? Well, like what actual ideas do we want to do? So that will be our next meeting on Tuesday, May 20th.
Okay, then I'll come
Yeah.
up during public comment.
Hmm?
Okay, the foundation, we had our board meeting April 7th, and the next one is gonna be the first, and this coming Monday, but we're gonna have it at Al Humidor at 4:30. Cheryl Parker deposited $240 from the last foundation that was in the town funds. We now have a logo for our foundation. Kathy Broomhead and Cheryl Parker signed up to attend a Legacy Foundation seminar on May 8th. Cheryl Parker secured a second insurance quote from Schreier Insurance in Crown Point for board members, and she will be presenting that to town council. We have another new member, Jessica, I forgot her last name. And then we discussed the possibility of the fall festival September 27th, and we were looking forward to participating, work with the park department to fundraise while the weather was so good, because we wanted like canoe races and to do something also with the museum before it turned cold. So there, if you only had yours from 21 and older,
Yeah.
then we would miss out on the 18-year-olds and starting it earlier. So that was a good fundraiser, so.
Okay. I actually have a question for you. So I have a couple of seniors that have the bottle caps.
The what?
The bottle caps,
Okay.
right? Where can they drop them off at?
We didn't, well, Kelly's Colonel.
Okay,
One.
perfect.
Yeah, take it there.
Okay,
We
so I'll let them know then.
just, didn't, we're gonna put it out this month in May.
Okay, yeah, because I have a couple of my office sizes, I still have
All right,
senior
thank
Thursday,
you.
so. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, there was no written communication, so now we'll open for public comment.
Marie Meyer, 13318 North Street. Do you have anything planned for any kind of sporting activities besides kids soccer? I know you have the one tournament,
Yes.
but how about something for women? And, because I played co-ed soccer one time, and I will never do it again. I mean, really, would you play
Yeah.
football against an NFL player?
Hmm.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so, yeah.
Okay, so maybe think about volleyball? Think about
Okay.
not just a tournament, you let the kids play, but
Yeah.
adults play. And even 18 to 25-year-olds or 18 to 21-year-olds.
Well, so we did 25 and up for the soccer league because we didn't want a bunch of college kids coming to try to play against adults. We kind of
But
thought that'd
that's
be
why
unfair.
you do,
So-
and I've
yeah.
played many tournaments.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but they section it off into
Mhm.
age groups, so you don't get plowed over by a 25-year-old.
Yeah, true.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
you're welcome.
Mhm.
Okay, second call for public comment. Third call for public comment. Public comment's now closed. I'd like a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Markwart,
I'll second that motion.
second by Mr. Justice. This meeting is now adjourned. Next meeting is June 5th at 5:30 PM.